Hello to all from me. I'm Irena Mix, and I'm the most popular girl in our city. I know, it can be very cool, but no one thinks about the fact that it is, first, a huge work on yourself and on your image, and secondly, it is a constant pressure on you as a person. After all, everyone wants to know what you breathe, what you eat, and who you walk with. When you are popular, there is nothing that you can hide from your audience or fans. But I still decided to share with you a secret that no one knows about. Get ready, and more conveniently, listen and watch. To be honest, my popularity came to me unexpectedly. When I started a page on Instagram, I planned to use it as a normal user. But then it happened that all the plans changed dramatically, and I only had to meet one person. Yes, I have a boyfriend. His name is Austin. I don't think some of you know, but this is the mayor's son. Austin is a handsome and insanely rich guy, but there is one drawback with him. He is fickle. Well, from the beginning, we started dating almost immediately after my mother was elected to the post of head of our city. They had a very active race, and all their efforts were not in vain. Austin and I used to know each other, and he and I were childhood friends. All the girls from our yard wanted to win his heart, and with it the status of his girl. I was one of them, but then he moved to another area where there were mansions. He changed schools and homes, and we hadn't seen each other since, except to watch him on TV. But life is an interesting thing, and it so happened that we went to driving school together, where we met for the second time, because he forgot me. However, I also had changed very much. I was no longer the pimply, full teenager with braces. Over the years, I stretched out, became a slender blonde, and by nature, Austin was really interested in me, which was nice. I pretended not to know who he was, so I managed to catch his attention even more. However, later, on the third date, I still told him the truth, and it was a laugh. I realized that Austin had managed to retain his former charm, and I fell in love with him again, only with different eyes. In general, we began to meet, and moreover, we were almost immediately declared the most beautiful couple in the city. Yes, without exaggeration. We still specifically walk the streets often so that the press would take pictures of us from around the corner, and the next day, we looked at the pictures in the press, then on the internet, then on TV. Austin specifically did not give any comments about me, and this inflamed the intrigue. The network bombarded him with questions about the name of the companion. That is, me. Well, I didn't say anything either. It was just fun to watch my moment of fame. Austin knew how to choose the right moment, and our secret was revealed to the press a couple of months after we started dating. It was sensational. Our couple passed competitions in absentia for the title of the brightest, most harmonious couple in the city, which had a positive effect on the image of the mayor's son. I think it was more political, but his mom started inviting me to her house for dinner. All this was also mentioned in the press. That's how, slowly, I began to gain a frenzied popularity. My social networks exploded from messages, among which were also threats from haters. Someone promised to pour boiling water on me, acid, and someone offered to marry him. I tried not to take everything seriously. I learned to cope with the audience. I took up content to attract even more attention. Over time, I even had business offers, and I began to earn good money through the internet. In short, everything was fine. And as I mentioned, Austin is a good person, but fickle. A couple of months later, I found out about his infidelity, and it happened in the same way as I expected, through the network. Austin went on some kind of date with a sequel. You know, I probably prepared myself mentally for this, so I won't say that I was very upset, although, yes, it was terribly painful and unpleasant to find out about it. I talked to him that night, and I only asked him not to tell anyone about it yet, especially the press. I had some plans for my career, and our breakup could have a negative impact on my image. As it turned out, He told his mother about everything, and she told him the same thing, so that he would not make our separation public yet, because she was also working on some project regarding her son, so any negative information could ruin everything. Especially in our situation, where her son turned out to be even more macho, this is the agreement we still adhere to. Yes, it's hard to believe, but once, we turned romantic feelings into politics. What? Do you think it's mean? No, we just did exactly what many popular couples do. In general, this went on for a while. We continued to meet, go on dates, and did it specifically in large crowds of people, so that there were as many witnesses as possible. A month later, I had already made a great deal with several major advertisers and received a good amount of money. Every time I had to pretend to be happy for Austin, or every time we made out in public for cameras that didn't seem to notice, it still hurt. Once I got him to talk to me, invited him to my house so we could have a quiet chat. Austin was surprised by the meeting of this format, having got used to the fact that our relationship became exclusively business. I just wanted to finally just talk about us. Austin thanked me for our relationship and the image we created together. In the end, both were still in the black. This situation has forced Austin to grow insolent to the end. He openly went left and right, trampled and muddied my name. He managed to cheat on me with a girl with whom we competed all our lives in clothes, hair, and everything. And when I told him all about it, Austin just told me to keep quiet because we were just partners. This offended me because it does not give him the right to humiliate me in front of everyone. After another 3 months, I suddenly realized that I didn't want to play like this anymore. I met a friend at a bar, got a little drunk, and started crying. I was whining so much that people couldn't help but notice, and I think the press was there too. I yelled at the whole bar that I was unhappy, that my boyfriend had betrayed me, and that I didn't want to see him again. The very next day, there were headlines on the covers of magazines with our pictures. Inside were my pictures, where I sat in a not very neat look with smeared makeup. Of course, Austin came running like a deer. He was angry, grabbed my hands, and started demanding an explanation. I had signed a contract, and his mother also had a fit of rage. They brought me to their house, and Mrs. Mayer gave me a questioning. They tried to pin me down, promised to squeeze all the lost money out of me and make me pay for the damage, but I learned something in a few months. I managed to fight them back. What? Compensation? With all due respect, Mayor, I'm not going to pay you anything, and I can even demand the same from you, because it's not my son who leads a wild life. I know every girl in the city that he's been dancing with, who he's been drinking with, and how. I know his joints from when you first took office, and I have a video of your son's very important, inappropriate statement about what he's going to do now that his mom is mayor. So let's not hurt my feelings. I gave out. This was a surprise not only for them, but also for me. Yes, I didn't expect it myself, to be honest. And then I set my conditions. I said that my separation from Austin will happen on my initiative. I will write about it on my page, and he will not comment on anything. Nothing at all. Plus, all the money raised from my name, they will return to me. This will be discussed separately by my pre-hired lawyer. The mayor wasn't happy, but she couldn't help it, because they were afraid of me, and I was elated. In general, in our war, I won. And after parting, I have subscribers and fame even more. So girls, you need to think with your head. Also, don't let anyone offend you. Not even the mayor. By the way, do not forget to put likes, comment on my story, write your opinion, and be sure to subscribe to the channel.